Hi, I'm Justin Schwartz, and this is Burger Trek Advertising, and this is my $100 Entrepreneurial Challenge Report. So here at Burger Trek Advertising, my goal is to provide personalized advertising to local restaurants and franchises with the intent of shining the spotlight on the people who make it great. The idea behind this was to create something more than an advertisement, to sell you the name of the company, but to show the people the heart and soul of the restaurants and franchises that make up your community. The idea came to me when I was trolling through the internet and found the idea of the advertorial, and an advertisement in the form of an article. Now, this may be something like a Glade plugin advert, advertising the top 10 reasons why it's better than competitor, but it's in the form of an article. You read it. Many people don't even realize they're in taking it an advertisement. It's an ingenious way to get the bragging rights of your product into the hands of the consumer without forcing it on them. The problem with this is transparency can be a problem. People may take the advertorial and think this is biased, and this is true. So here at Burger Trek, transparency is very important to me. I try to make sure my articles as unbiased as possible and that there's nothing hidden. It's never dressed up or fancied up. It's straight to the truth. I report on how the restaurant looks, feels, and how the food tastes. This pushes the owners to provide better service, not only to me, but to the customers, because after I give them that expectation, they are better off following up on it. So here at Burger Trek Advertising, it's a solo venture. I like to keep overhead to a minimum. It also helps keep schedules nice and clear so I don't have to work around other people. I can schedule a interview and I can go to it. I don't have to worry about meeting up with anybody else or worrying about times conflicting. It's just based around my schedule. And the most important thing is if someone else was to work with me, they may get in the way of my passion of cheeseburgers, and we just can't have that. So the cost of advertising in the traditional method is actually quite expensive. Newspaper ads often run $200, and that's for a tiny ad that someone might never see. In the phone book, it might cost you $252, and again, but that's for maybe a 1-inch ad on some page. The likelihood of someone seeing that is small, and the likelihood is pushed back even further since phone books are often seen as obsolete. So for $30, I can provide that review for the consumer and create that personalized advertisement for the restaurant for a fraction of the price of doing it in a way that will probably never get seen anyway. So despite the low cost, some restaurants didn't want to invest in something they weren't sure of. Now this is okay. We're new, we're starting up, people don't know who we are. As time goes on though, and more advertisements are created, reputation will be spread around town, and more companies will be comfortable doing the review with me. As I start up this business, it can be a little bit more costly since I have to drive around. The sheer economics of this is I've had to stay local, stay with restaurants closer to me. But as this company grows, hopefully I'll be able to expand and go to areas farther away and spread the love, if you will. So the process is actually quite simple. Yeah, it starts with me pitching the idea to the owner of the restaurant, just stopping by and saying hello and explaining everything. If they're interested, I'll schedule a time for the interview. Usually it's around any time but lunch rush and dinner rush. So once the interview is set, I go home and I write a few basic questions. Things like how long have you owned this restaurant, or how long have you managed it? How is business going? How are your employees? Do you have any model employees you want to brag about? Any strange customers that you want to make jokes about? Anything, just simple things. And then as the interview goes on, I'll ask additional questions as they come up. And this may lead to something that's great for the interview. It may not. I may never use it. But the point is it helps me get a feel for how this restaurant is. And again, it helps me get an idea of what the soul of this restaurant looks like. And I can put that into the review to make you, the consumer, understand why this restaurant is special. So then I'll go home after I do the interview and I write and post the review on my website. It's just that simple. So there was an initial cost of $20. I was able to use that to fund the purchase of the food. At $30 a review and 4 total interviews, the gross income was $120. So after all was said and done, the total profits equaled $100, which is a coincidence since this is a $100 entrepreneurial challenge. So the results were that many restaurants were excited to participate. The low cost helped them shatter any possible entry barrier. Owners and managers were excited to brag about their staff and their establishment. Many of these managers were proud of the place they want. They may not have wanted their full name or pictures of them posted, but they wanted people to know. They wanted people to know that they were special. They weren't just another cog in a corporate machine, that they were a restaurant, part of your community that contribute to local jobs and contribute by feeding your friends and family. So the future of Burger Truck advertising is it's probably going to become a nonprofit charity-based program. As I went to the different restaurants, I had a gut feeling that this may work better on a donations-only basis. This will allow restaurants who may not be sure to donate money if they feel the need to, or maybe they won't be sure if the ad will be what they want. So I could write the review, post it, and all of a sudden, if they're happy about it, they may donate back to me. And then in that case, I can use the money to fund the purchase of more food and donate to various causes around the world. So, real quick, I'm going to show you guys my website that I worked on. I was going to post pictures, but I think the real deal would be a little better. So, this is Burger Trek. As you notice, cholesterol beware. If your arteries are weak, you might want to stray away. So what I do is I post the article. McDonald's presents the steakhouse burger, for instance, and there's a glorious picture of me. I haven't shaved in a while, so I look pretty terrible in that picture, but I like to get a picture of the food there. And I like to post a meme. You know, the internet loves memes, so I post one that's relevant to the food. And as you can see, there's a normal picture. Usually I post them on the plate. And if you want, I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to my webpage here if you guys want to check it out. I've already gone quite a bit over than what I was expecting, so thank you guys for listening, and I hope you, in the future, feel the need to invest in Burger Trek advertising. I want to see all the food of the world, and I can't wait to share my reviews with anybody who's willing to listen and tolerate my voice. Thank you, and have a great night.